VOD number 2. Numero 2.
Some B.
We'll watch the first 3 rounds
But
for
it's
sure.
high, so
You can hear them B. Oh, you almost flash your other duelist. So here you can see that we just talked about this, right?
we talked. Yeah,
We literally just talked about this. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to take your duels and your engagements like this, but that's why it's like one of the things that you also have to mentally do in these types of situations that you can hear them stomping. You're going to be panicking. That's 100% true. And this is exactly what happened here. You're panicking. But here in this type of position, the last thing you want to do is crouch and then take that engagement like that. You don't want to do that because crouching and spraying with your pistol, it's a completely different gun. It's not going to do that.
Right.
Standing up, taking patient shots, and actually trying to aim for the head will be a lot more beneficial for you because then from there, you're actually putting yourself in more of a mechanical fight. And 9 times out of 10, if you're practicing your mechanical skills, you'll come out on top. Right here, what you did is you put yourself in a sitting duck thing, and even the thing that tells me that this Reyna got really lucky is that even when we were sitting down and crouched, he only hit us 3 times in the body for 90. Right? So even then, this Reyna wasn't even hitting that many shots. So using Molly also to delay is very good as well. So that was actually something I was going to touch on, is that it's the fact that you have your utility here to help slow down. You flash, but also here what you can do is you can toss your Molly. You could have died in that position, but here what you do is you try to go for a duel because you know this person's running up, right? Because you can already see, for example, look at your partner. Your partner can hear. Your partner did the right thing. Starts backing off. What you can do in return is also start running off, throw your Molly to delay them, because that's the one thing you want to do as a defender as well. Is you can apply pressure by delaying and stopping a push, and you have utility to do that, right? Phoenix has that Molly to be able to do that. So slowing their pace down, making him run through a Molly instead, right? That's a little bit better in that situation. So we watch the second round, and then we'll watch the buy round.
What's up, say?
Coaching series? Yeah, we're doing our coaching series.
They're in.
So essentially what you did there, you just gave them the site and you locked yourself out.
Cause I tried to close the door and then break it, right? But they came in so fast that I was just like, okay, fuck it.
What you could have done in this position is instead of shooting the door, just molly it. Just molly this corner if they try to go for it. You have even mollying A main is really good too as a Phoenix, and then just running off. So that's the thing that you need to know with these specific types of agents, with these specific types of characters. The one thing you need to know is how to use your utility and how to use your kit, right? Phoenix's Molly can be used in so many different ways. Not only is it meant to be a heal, it's also meant to be something to use for like post plant situations. You can use it to stop pushes. You can use it to deter enemies from getting specific objectives. So for example, getting that switch, you can Molly off the switch, and then it's going to deter them from wanting to hit the switch because there's a Molly there. Why would they want to run into a Molly? High damage dealing Molly, though it lasts a short amount of time, it's a high damage dealing Molly. So it's really, really important to know what your agent can and can't do and what you should be trying to abuse with this agent. Here with this agent, Phoenix is really easy to do where you're running backwards and you just throw a Molly.
Jetson.
Super easy to
Up
do.
heaven.
Reyna's cat.
I feel like what I also could have done instead of closing the door and running out was I could have ran back to site and played in a rat position.
Yep, and then wait for them
and try to get a pick. Yeah. Because honestly, I didn't even have to close the door.
You did not. Exactly. You didn't have to. Exactly. Now what has to happen is that 1, your team's on pistols, and 2, it's going to take a lot of bullets to shoot this down. So you guys are going to be running low on bullets to try and shoot this wall. Yeah, so now you can see here.
Close.
Gets traded. Really good. Super good. Good job, Samjo. Double shocks.
Dice.
Oh. She might.
And then one. NT. Very close. You can see how much harder that retake was because you ended up choosing to run off the site. and then close the door, and you essentially just handed them the site for free. You don't want to do that. You want to give some sort of resistance, right? And a molly, throwing a molly to the ground there is resistance, right? If they go try to shut the door, throwing the molly to the switch, it's resistance, right? It's pressure. It's applying that concept of pressure. So that's what you want to do. So here's your first buy round, and let's see how you deal with pistols. Really good. Good. So see here, big thing. You shot out the dart. Getting rid of that information and looking for that information is key. So playing that the way that you played that was perfect. So here, great molly, great molly. So see, that's so free, and it delays the push. And because you did that, look at what happened on the minimap. Actually, look at the minimap.
What do you got a free pick?
What do you? Well, not even that. Oh. But look at the minimap.
It gave my team time to rotate.
It gave your team.
Yes, my team to rotate.
It gave your team time to rotate. Exactly. Now, not only are you the only one on, you're not the only one on site. You have your Owen playing Cat, and now you have your Sova playing Heaven. Now you have the support. That molly gave you the opportunity to give your team time, the opportunity to run off. And now you can see here, you can see that they're kind of running off. You're getting the information from the drone, you're getting the information from the dart, and you can see that like that's what's happening now. Now you can see two things that happened on the map as that happened. What did happen?
They're starting to fall back.
One, they're starting to fall back, but that's not the thing I'm looking at. There are two things that happened on the minimap. Or two specific people that we saw on the minimap. I can rewind it again and just take a look.
Yeah, can you rewind it?
So we see the first person. We see Jet is top mid. So we know that we know that not only do we have the Sova here because you got shot by a shock dart. We have the Sage here as well because the Sage was the one that was tagged with the drone. So now we know that there are three at least towards A. Who is missing?
Omen.
Okay. But right here, Omen shows up.
Yeah.
So now we
have that mid control.
Because we have that mid control. Because we were able to get that early pick. But now we know where every single person is. We know that two are B main. We know one's top mid. That's the Jet. And we know that Omen is towards B. We know exactly where they're playing. We know that they're starting to fall off. And look, your team is now starting to fall off as well in response. So this is really good.
Going B.
But now you get the call going towards B. Great pull off. So you can see here, just based off of the information that you're given off the map, you're able to make these easy, quick decisions, right? So you're also making the great choice here by staying, right? Playing the anchor a little bit. Because you don't know if they're faking it off. Right? We also saw the spike. We saw the Sage. Sage gets the res. Now it's a 4v4. Sage gets traded immediately. Really good. And now we know that Jet still tiles because she got res there.
Get out of my way.
So you jiggle this. And then now we know that they're committing to B because of the time as well. So obviously now they're in B. And
10 seconds left.
And now, do you know what started all of this?
The molly. Nice.
It was your molly that helped give your team time to rotate. Now imagine if you didn't throw that molly. There was only a smoke there. Right? So that's why you want to use your utility in that fashion, in that sense. Because that gives you the ability to help those moments like this play out. Right, so we'll watch one more gun round, and then we'll go to the half, and then we'll go to the pistol round, and watch how the game ends. You can hear one towards A. He's jumping. Yep. So here, what can you do? Hold it, which is good. You can tell that your crosshair placement's a little bit low here.
Getting orb.
Getting orb. Great molly, but he already ran.
117 Sage. I just whiffed there.
Well, not only did you whiff, but the molly was like really late.
Late, yeah.
So here, when the smoke came down, like you could even just throw in your molly because right now what you're in is you're in a really bad position. You're essentially in a one and done. You could have called the exact same thing where it's like, okay, for example, okay, I'm gonna molly and then I'm gonna run off towards tree and then we play retake, or I'm gonna molly, go back towards Jen here and then play more of a rat position. You choose to throw the molly now when you hear the steps. This Jet's already in, man. This Jet didn't, or this Sage, he didn't care. The Sage just ran in. He did not give. He gave zero fucks. He's just in.
I locked myself into that gunfight too.
Yeah, granted. Because like also if you look at the fight that he did as well, he also locked himself into a fight after you though.
After
you did, right?
So and I was told that whoever locks themselves into the fight first
will lose.
Typically loses.
Typically loses. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. If you lock yourself into the fight first, you typically lose because you've been sitting there for a lot longer, and it's much it's much easier to aim down, up, down than it is down, up. Your ulti was in a really wonky spot. Flash, sitting out here. Nice kill. You wanna make sure that you're putting your ult in such a safe place. Because granted, you're both pushing up, but what if you both died? Right. Or what if Jet died and then you got pushed? And
I got pushed. Yeah.
So it's in a bad spot, right? But you can see here, there's a big difference from what this looked like versus you crouching into this, right? So look, that's much better, and you didn't lock yourself into a fight. Just a pretty free engagement right there, right? So that's exactly what you want to do. So from here, you can just flash in, and that's what you do. No, you don't.
I didn't flash because Kai dashed in.
Oh, you can see that. Okay, so here, there's something happened. So check this out. To your right, did you see it right away?
The Reyna.
Yeah. So here you should have. So here you should have. Not even the Reyna blind. The Reyna.
The Reyna itself, yeah.
The Reyna. The Reyna's ass. Right there. You can see it. So from here, it's just training your reaction time, training what you can see on the map, training what you can see right away. From here, because you know that this is smoked. Here you have to support your second duelist. You have to support the second duelist. That's all that you have to, because in this situation, because you know that this is free, you have to help.
On site, running with the ghost.
Right, and then because that guy's not cleared, you end up losing, right? You end up losing, right? So that's a big thing. That's a big thing.
Okay.
And then Sunny says, Karikv, you looked at the Reyna. So this is your save round, right? So let's see how this goes. You can see this Reyna pushed up, and they're pushing up. Okay, they're just abusing you. They're just they just I don't know.
Yeah, they just kind of ran.
They just ran at you guys. What can you do there? Absolutely nothing. So now this is your first buy round on attack. Let's see how this goes. So you can see here your second duelist is like owning.
Yeah,
he's owning. So we can see that thing here now where our duelists are lurking.
Yeah.
This is not really what you want to do in these positions, because you have both of them doing it. It's okay if one does it, but usually what you want to do is you want to support your team, right?
Right, because they're taking an engagement right there.
Yeah, so you want to make sure you're supporting them. Good trade.
What is that?
Good trade. Right, so really good trade. Hey, great play. So not much critique there, except the fact that you should have been. You were lurking. Granted, it did end up working out, but it's like hindsight knowing that you need to help support your team, right? Like these two characters need you guys to help these guys.
Right. I played this round really badly, actually.
Okay, let's see this.
Yeah.
Okay, shooting the wall down. Okay, all right, so this is your Jet's in, so supporting your Jet's very important. There's no door.
Sage tree.
I don't think there's a door. Reloading. Killing the orb. See, no more Leers. Takes 3 bullets to kill a Leer. Really good molly. You're in a really bad spot though. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
So it's like just being aware of like that. Oh, and you got completely blinded.
And then we both stacked here, and we both died.
Yeah. So it's like you guys were playing really bad angles. Right? So even me knowing right away, and I'm not playing, and I don't even know how the round plays out, I am telling you that's a bad angle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? And the goal of you is like, yeah, you're in. Yeah, you're in this position. Like what you did was good, but here it's like it's important to reposition, because look at what's happening. You have this is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that you have to be very, very mindful of where your team is, and you don't want to cluster with your team. This is the last thing you want to do, is you don't want to cluster with your team. So being very mindful and making the adjustment yourself. If your teammate's not going to do it, you got to do it yourself. So that's why usually 9 times out of 10, I'll be the one readjusting and putting myself in a better position, or in even a newer position, because I don't want to put myself in this position where you get clustered, and then what happens is that you both get blinded.
And because even if Kai kept playing Jen, I could have repositioned and possibly either traded him or gotten a pick on someone else.
Exactly, but instead you guys both got traded in the exact same position. Right? You both got killed in the exact, not even traded. You both got killed in the exact same position.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is why you don't shoot through the smoke with your tracers.
But then cool.
Yep, because that's exactly where he knew exactly where you were. So GG's, right? So pretty straightforward. It's a pretty night and day difference between the two games. You can tell right away that game specifically, you could tell you're a little bit off. You're making good decisions, but also the decision making can be better. So it's just heightening your game sense from here on out, and just making sure you're asking questions like, okay, so what can I be doing here? What's better? What's the better choice? And looking at all of these things and asking and making and developing your game sense and understanding of the game. That no, I shouldn't be doing this. This is better. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do this to be unpredictable. Maybe I shouldn't do this to be unpredictable. Like, asking all of these questions is very, very important. All right, with that being said, guys, that is the end of this episode of Not Being Bad with Pat, episode 1, featuring Karikv. If you guys did like this, make sure you guys check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/pad with 3Ds, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, this is being turned into a YouTube channel or YouTube video. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to see more of this content, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for tuning in.